Good evening, everyone. Today it's Sunday morning, and here I am again recording this second podcast of my Candid Convos. And today we have a very special topic and a very special guest to discuss about that. So, today we are going to talk about mentoring. I know this word itself is it's like mentoring. What the hell? So here is with us is a person who I'm not going to introduce him because he's going to do that himself. Because yeah, that's how it is. So over to the stranger or the guest.
Thanks, Kavita. I mean, that was expected. All the work that you have to do, you put it on me. I thought I will feel good when you introduced me, so I have to introduce myself, but I'm not going to do that much effort because it's a Sunday morning, guys. But I, I am just a mentor, and the person who's interviewing me is my mentee. I think that's enough for you guys to understand what's the stress levels that I'm going through right now.
Yeah, I think that explains it really well. Before we go ahead, I would just tell who he is, probably, because I have to. So he's
Yeah,
my mentor. It's been 4 years now, and his name
five,
is
Kavita.
Mr. O5.
It's five. Yeah. See, I know. I count every day of that, but you have seem to have lost time. But that's how it goes, guys.
Yeah, that's how it is.
That
When you're suffering, right? Each and every day matters. So
yes, each and every second matters.
cool. So now it's been 5 years. Glad to know that. And he's Mr. Naveen Kornea. He is
Oh,
currently
actually,
an
it's only
E.
four.
What the hell?
That usually happens when you are when you're getting mentored or when you're mentoring. That usually happens. You get confused every now and then.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
true.
that's what it does. But nevertheless, go ahead.
Okay, so he's Mr. Naveen Kornea. He is currently an ERP manager at Optum. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on LinkedIn as well if you wish to connect. But let me tell you, this he doesn't provide his mentorship for free. He takes charge. So you need
Oh,
to be ready for that. All right. I haven't given any money in the
uh-huh.
past 4 years. And that's what made him to take this decision that I'm not going to mentor anybody else free of cost. I'm going to take money. So that's how it is. If you wish to connect with him, go ahead. I will post the link to his handles on the description of this video as well. So without any further ado, let me just start and straight right cut to the chase. So my first question for you will be, what do you think is mentorship according to you, and how you landed in this mentorship? How did you become a mentor accidentally?
That's an interesting question, actually. What mentorship is to me is holding somebody's hand and walking with them along their path of wherever they want to go, and telling them that what are the pitfalls that they could encounter along their path or along their journey. But that doesn't mean that you hold their hands and tell them or force them to walk along with you. You allow them to fall, you allow them to rise, and allow them to find their own path, or allow them to find their own destinations in whatever which ways they want to. Ultimately, it depends on them whether they can find it, and you just are there to give the guidance. Because ultimately, as the saying goes, if you catch fish for a person, you're allowing them food only for one day. But if you're teaching them fishing, then you're actually giving them food for the entire life. So that's mentorship according to me. You're teaching them to find their own ways in life so that they can be dependent in whatever they do. So that is mentoring to me. And how I became a mentor, that's very interesting. That's the same way how I became a Toastmaster. I walked into a meeting not knowing what Toastmasters was, and I paid my entire amount, and I became a Toastmasters even without knowing what Toastmasters was. Somewhere in 2017, I was in Electronic City, and I was sitting right in the front rows of the meeting, and I happened to look back and talk to one girl who was right now interviewing me. And I happened to tell her that you come to Wipro Beats because Wipro Beats has its own club. Why are you wanting to go into some other club? And she came into the meeting for the first time. I was the VP education, the person who was handling all of this mentoring, assigning mentoring and all of that. And I asked her, do you have anybody in mind for your mentor? And she didn't know anybody else. And the first person she chose me. And there I was. I was like kind of, nobody was choosing. I mean, I hadn't been a mentor before then, but that was the first time I became a mentor. Like she always says, I am the bakra for her. For me, I consider her my bakra because she was my first mentee. And trust me, no other mentees have stuck on to me for such a long time except this. I don't know, probably I need to check whether she's put some Fevicol or Fevibond because a bond has just stuck on ever since I met her first time.
And guys, I still remember. So I took this first ever role in Toastmasters, and it was timer role. So as usual, I just thought that I would take some suggestions from my mentor, and I would like to know how should I do it. So I went to this guy and I said that, hey, I have taken a role of timer. Can you please help me with that? And let me tell you what he said. He said, do you know how to listen? I said, yes. Do you know how to read? Yes. Do you know how to write? Yeah. That's what you need to become a timer. That's all you have to do. Believe me, the moment I heard this, I just wanted to go away from there. And I was
you should
like,
have gone. No, you should have gone. Why didn't you go?
And I was like, what the hell? What is he talking about? I think I made a wrong choice. I think I should
I
have
know,
chosen
I
somebody
know,
else. Those
I
were the
know.
thoughts which were there in my mind. But of
You'll
course,
still be
later,
corrected.
yeah, true. But later I realized that, yeah, whatever he said, that is, and that should be the actual approach which you should take whenever you are trying to do something new, because that's the confidence, right? Because it's a uncertain terrain. You don't know what's there, and the only thing which is going to hold you in good stead there is that you just go there with this confidence that, yeah, whatever it is, I can do it, I can handle it. That's all. So this is something, actually this was my first kind of a lesson. I don't think that he wanted to give me a lesson, but I took it as a lesson and I just moved on from there. So any
Yes, I
thoughts?
guess, yes. Surprisingly, I mean, I didn't know how it came. If I look back and when you're saying that incident, when I'm actually trying to relive that incident, I don't know how it came from within. So I just came out. Probably that mentor was just lying sleep. I mean, it was sleeping somewhere within, and seeing the
Yeah.
bakra, I just open the Pandora's box and say, "Here's the bakra." So let me open something. I don't know. If you ask me how it came, I'm still clueless how it came. It just came about.
You will be like, इतना सारा ज्ञान कहाँ रखूंगा मैं इसको, चलो दे देते
Correct.
हैं. ऐसा.
Yeah, nobody wanted to have some gyan from me. And here was one person who actually came and said, "Sir, will you be my mentor?" And said, "Yeah, why not? Lelo, jo lena hai, lelo."
Yeah, that's true. तो काफी सारा ज्ञान मिल गया मुझे. ऐसा इंटेंशन नहीं था उनका देने का, बट मैंने बस ले लिया,
ले
मान
लिया.
लिया. Yeah, so
Okay, ठीक है, मुफ्त में.
that's just, I just want to tell you guys that this is the level of my awesomeness, that even if other person is not willing to give any gyan, I assume just assume that there is a learning and I should take it.
It's your podcast, Kavita. So you calling yourself awesomeness is fine with me because I don't want to destroy your podcast. So it's fine. Some things are like
Cool.
better said, better not to be explained or argued.
Yeah, that's true. There should be some perks of having your own podcast, right? So
Absolutely.
let's move on. So there are some key skills, I feel, or there are some unique traits which a lot of people say that a successful mentor-mentee relationship uh, will only be made once there is a certain kind of traits, right, in that relationship. So I just wanted to know that what do you think, according to you, is are the things that work for us, that it's been 4 years now and our bond have become much stronger, right? But so what do you think, according to you, are those key traits?
Frankly, I don't think at all too much. So I think that's one of the most common or biggest traits that we have. Because if you start thinking, you start overdoing and you start holding back. But what I have realized is the traits that a mentor should have is you should be doing it first and demonstrating rather than just giving some yarn. So in my case, if you recall, Kavita, when you were Toastmasters and I was the VP Education, I was doing every role in whatever way I could and doing it as differently as one could imagine. So somewhere that could have ignited a spark or light in you saying, okay, these are the things that can be done. Okay, I can also try this. Just imagine if I were supposed to tell, if I were to tell you, you can do this, figure out your own way. You might not have got so many ideas, but if you're seeing somebody doing it live and doing it differently each time he goes on stage, that's a different motivation that a mentee will have. So that I think is somewhere a biggest trait. You need to walk the talk. So I think that's the trait. And since I think, and you have to be informal with your mentee, you cannot have a formal kind of relationship because a mentor relationship is a lifelong relationship personally. And until you know the person really well, it won't work. For example, so many times when you came to me for any issues or any problems, the first thing I used to do was ask questions, probe, and ultimately you are the one who gave me the answers rather than I giving you the answers myself. So if you are not willing to share that kind of information with me, then I feel I would not have been able to help you at all. So that's the one thing you have to do, and don't act like a boss or be so formal. A formality will not work with a mentor-mentee relationship at all. Be informal, connect offline, connect wherever you want, wherever you can, and get to know the person. And that applies also to the mentee. They also need to know the mentor and treat the mentor as the person who can help them in their life, not the person who's like a manager just there to evaluate or judge them. So I think multiple traits are there for a mentor. You just need to find out your traits and tweak it as per the mentee that you have got.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing which really helped us uh, stick together for so many years is that the foundation was built on uh, sharing and kind of it was very informal, like like just I told you, right, like when I approached you for this timer role, I didn't know you, you didn't know me, but still you made that weird comment. Do you read, do you listen? So I was like, oh my god, what the hell is going on, right? So from start itself it was very informal, and
Correct.
he you didn't you didn't make me feel, oh, I'm a veteran member, or even you were new to Toastmasters, but I'm just talking about in terms of professional thing, that, oh, I'm a principal consultant and you're just a fresher, right? So kind of that, because somewhere I had that in mind, that I was like, oh man, he's having this 15, 16 years of experience, and I'm just new to, I have just started my journey, right? I've just started working, and what will I say to him? How will I talk to him? Right? So
Wow.
all these questions were there in my mind. But the moment
Is
I
it?
heard that comment, I'm like, man, there is something wrong. There is something wrong, or I don't know what it is. Yeah, but basically I decided to stick with it, because I yeah, that's what I would
Why?
say. Yeah, yeah,
Why?
I know. Now you ask this question to yourself every single day. Why,
No, I
why?
don't. I don't want to waste my time. It's happened, so let it be.
It's like, अब तो हो गया, अब कुछ नहीं कर सकते,
I
छोड़ो.
can't do anything. Yeah, yeah. Chodo. Except acknowledge and move on.
Yeah, correct. Huh, so I do agree that just initially focus on trying to know your mentee a bit better. Try to know how they work, right? Because even I remember initially I was very scared to even, I know I could speak fine, but then you need to push me so much that, dude, go there, take that slot, try to do that role, try to give that speech. And I always used to say, yaar, nahi hoga. How will I talk in front of like 100, 200 people? And you remember there was once this thing where I got this chance of doing MOC for a division conference, I guess. So you told me that, dude, nominations are open, go ahead, give your name. And I was like, are you mad or what? There will be like, I was just new, right? I was new to Toastmasters,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, how are you? How do you even think that I can like speak and I can host a whole event in front of 200 people? And you were like, chup rahe. You nominate first, okay? And that's what you said. And I was like, okay, let me
Okay, I don't.
nominate. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I nominated, and I don't know by luck or by what, I got this confirmation that, dude, you are going to host the event and you need to coordinate with these people. And then I was like, आ गया भाई,
Gone.
आ गया, अब क्या करूं, अब क्या होगा? And then you were like, nothing will happen, you just do it step by step, I will help you out, right? And that was such a, I would say, it boosts my morale. It was like, like
Don't
there
you
is some,
think it is supposed to be my interview and I am supposed to talk more?
yeah, good thinking, good thinking. So yeah, no, what I meant is, I'm just sharing my experience that since,
I know.
yeah, yeah, so you
What am I
pushed
supposed
me.
to do? Eat chana?
Wait, I will give you the chance, wait.
Thank you.
So yeah, so basically you pushed me into trying new things. And the biggest thing which I observed was that you also used to do the same things. Like you used to take a speech slot in some other club, or you used to participate in competitions. So I used to see that, oh man, he's also going and he's also doing that, right? And I don't know how you just, whenever somebody asks, hey, anyone would like to speak, and you will be like, huh? Let me try, let me go for and try a table topic. I don't know what was that. So it was scary for me.
Even
I
I
was,
don't know.
yeah, I mean, it was really scary. Like even still today, whenever somebody asks, okay, who will go for the table topic? And I'm like if somebody has forced me, if somebody has literally given me a warning, dude, if you didn't speak today, then see what happens. I won't raise my hand. Still today it's there, right? But you used to do it like, oh, I don't care, I will just go and I will speak. So I think that was something which gave me a lot of motivation, and it really helped me put in the right state of mind every time I used to take a role or give a speech, right? So I
You're
have,
still waiting.
I'm done, I'm done with my monologue, and now you can start. Yeah, your thoughts on whatever I said till now.
It was way too long for me to comprehend what you said, by the way, Kavita. But yeah, I guess that's what I said in the start. I mean, I believed in not giving Gyan because I didn't know how I'm going to mentor. Frankly, I never thought, I never, still today, I don't know what I do, what are the skill sets, what are the concepts, etc. All that is for secondary purpose. So I just did what I did best, what I know to do best. And it's credit to you that you started picking it up. So that's how it works. I didn't really bother too much about what's the right way, what's the correct way. I just did it my way. And when you saw it was working for me, you probably thought, okay, might work for you, and you picked it up. So that's how it is. And I think that's how you need to keep it, because thinking too much is not my cup of tea. And I believe you're wasting a lot of time thinking and analyzing. Just be on court and do what you need to do. And
Yeah,
it's up to the
and
mentee to pick it up or not.
correct. It works both ways. Like you can't just push me every time, right? If I don't
Correct.
show interest and if I don't go ahead, then there is no point. You can't do much about it. So it's
Correct.
all also the intent, and it's like it's kind of a partnership, I would say.
It's absolutely a partnership. So if you were kind of not receptive to the ideas and you were saying, no, I have a meeting,
Yeah.
I have to go on a date, I have to go meet my family, I have to go shopping, etc., etc. I don't have
Yeah.
time. After 3 times, I would have lost interest, saying, okay, she does not care about her self development. Now, why do I need to care about her self development? Because I have my own life to live.
Correct.
So pushing can happen only after not more than 3-4 times. So yeah, in our case, it's very simple that you are receptive, and the pushing keeps happening till now.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
that's
push you
true.
off I'm ready to push you off the balcony also.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I still, there is this thing with me. I'm not sure if you have noticed. Like every single time, whenever there is something new which comes up in my life or generally in Toastmasters as well. So I'm more like, how will I do it, man? I can do it. I have done it. But and I still remember that while we were having this kind of discussion, so I just said, yeah, I have got this chance of hosting a session, I guess, and uh, I want to do it. I have done it, but and you were like, stop. What is this but? Why you are
This
bringing but every single time in your conversation, Kavita? With your but my butt is on fire sometimes, I feel. And I was like, yeah, so that was I mean, you made your point. It was very funny what you said, right? That with your butt, my butt is on fire. Like, why you always use so many butts while you are talking? So I completely agree. Yeah. And now whenever I say but, with in any conversation with any person, I just I remember that incident, and I'm like, dude, you need to stop doubting yourself and just do it and then
oh,
see what happens, right?
wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know I had such an impact.
No, I'm saying, right, it depends on a person. I take learning, you just
But
crack a joke.
you need to give credit to me also. No? I get it, it's your podcast, but I'm the guest also.
Yeah, I forgot that for a moment. Okay, let's shift the focus back at you now.
Yep, absolutely.
So, one of the traits, I think what is important is active listening, right? Okay, I don't even want to. Okay, let me just put this question, and I know that it's going to be a roller coaster right now. So, there is a trait called active listening. So, what are your
Okay.
thoughts about that when it comes to mentorship?
Okay, so I'll keep you aside. I'm not talking about active listening with respect to you, but that's an important area of being a mentor. You need to listen to what your mentee says. Okay, so if you are just listening to respond, it will not work. So because most of the concepts or most of the things that a mentee is coming to you for mentoring, it's already known to those persons. They know very well that they should not do it, they should do it. It is just that you need to reinforce that idea. So if you're not listening to them, or if you're listening to respond only, so your response time or your only reaction will be let her finish or let him finish, and I'm going to respond and be done away with it. When you're employing this active listening concept or active listening, what you're doing is you're just understanding what he or she is saying, and somewhere in that conversation that or that sharing that that person is doing, you'll have their answers right there. So it's very important because being a mentor is definitely, I mean, you have to listen. There is no two ways about it. So if you can't listen, or if you're a person who talks more than listens, then sorry, you cannot be a good mentor. Because being a good mentor is, the first trait is active listening. You have to listen to people's problems without having any judgment or without evaluating that person. So I think, yeah, it's a very important thing. So if that's also a skill, and like they say, any skill, you just need to practice to get better. So just in case, Kavita, if you're not doing active listening, you start listening, at least know what I'm saying, and probably you can become a good mentor like me.
Yeah, I don't I don't have any kind of thoughts till now, because for that I need to listen actively. And you can see
Correct.
from my face itself that even now I'm
I
even
know.
during the podcast as well, I'm like, okay, okay, fine. Right.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Cool. So I wouldn't go much into detail about this, because when it comes to active listening, I think you should get like world's best listener, I would say, because
I don't
I
know whether
don't.
my wife will agree for that.
Yeah, that's also true, because I don't even remember what kind of like crap. Most of it is crap, I would believe. But kind of crap I just puts in front of you, and you just have to listen to it, because there is no choice, right? Because unless
You think
I,
I was listening to it?
at least you made me feel like that. So yeah, mission accomplished in that sense. Because the thing is, if I don't let that crap pull out from like in within me, then I can't move ahead, I can't come to
Then where
that.
do I go? Where do I go
Yeah, yeah, that's what
for the crap inside?
you only said that you don't think too much, so it's like whatever I'm saying, it's like yeah. Yeah, I can actually imagine a crab sitting on above your head like a crown.
Waiting to get inside.
Yeah. Yeah, so our story is completely different. So if I start going there, then we need to record a separate episode for that.
Yeah,
Right?
podcast number 3.
Yeah, so I don't want to go there for now. Let's stick to the mentorship aspect. And so initially, when I was just starting my journey, I would say, when it comes to public speaking and Toastmasters. So there used to be contests, right? I am sure you know about international speech contest and all. So so I remember the first time when I participated in ISC, and it was this contest where so many profound speakers, they participated and they came, they gave their speech in it, and it was like the best lot, right? And at that time, I think I didn't win. I didn't win ISC. I was not the winner, but I was the runner up, right?
You keep going around every place saying, I want ISC, I want ISC. Was that a lie?
No. I was a runner-up in
Yeah, I
international
know. I
speech
remember that.
contest. Yeah, which was there at Wipro, right? And I still remember, like, the person who announced the result. I was so sure that I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this, okay? And when that person, when he said runner-up, Kavita Joshi, and I was like, is it really me? I'm the winner, man. Why are you taking my name in the runner-up? Right? I was not standing from my seat. I still remember I was looking here and there. Right? And after a while I realized that, dude, you didn't win. You're the runner-up. So go and receive your medal. And I still remember, like, after after that whatever that contest, after it was finished, then I was in my mode that, oh, how can they do this? Why I didn't win? I gave such a good speech, and what the hell, and all kind of crap, right? So, yeah, I mean, what did you think, and how did you feel at that time?
Wow. This 4 years since that event has occurred. Do you think I'll ever remember what is going through me at that point of time? But here's the take, okay? It's simple. You tried your best. You gave it all. We rehearsed so many times. We made revisions to that script and we put our best foot forward. Now, for winning or losing, there are things which are beyond our control. Okay, so if it's 6 or 7 judges that will be rating you, and there are a lot of factors that come in. So it may not always go your way. So that is not the end of the world. So frankly, being the first time that you participated in ISC and you came second, that itself is a great achievement. Okay, it is definitely a disappointment. But if you look 5 years, okay, the very first time I participated, I came second. How many people can ever boast of such a record? So you can always look for disappointment, but there are always some good signs or hope that you can always look for. Okay, I came second for first time I participated. So next time I might be able to get better than what I did last time. So I personally believe that's the approach I carry with me, and that's the approach I always showed you. I mean, it's okay, you came second, so what? Tomorrow, I always tell you, tomorrow you're not going to die, right? So there's always the next year.
Yeah,
You're not going
yeah.
to. So yeah, so that's the way it is.
Yeah,
You can remember that well. For every conversation we had, that's the kind of brahmastra that I left, saying you're not going to die tomorrow, so why are you worrying so much? And if you die any which case, it won't matter to you.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you had nothing more to say beyond that.
Yeah, because it makes a lot of sense to me, because I don't have any point to counter that, right? If I don't die, then I will try again, right? I would have a
Correct.
chance. And if I do, then it doesn't even matter what happened, what I did and all, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. But the thing is that when you're in that situation, when you're in that moment where there is a surge of emotions, right? You're not willing to listen to anything. Like, even when you were saying this, that, oh, you came second, that is such an achievement, but it was just going above my head. During that moment, I was like, what the hell? I'm disappointed that I didn't come first, and this guy is saying, "Oh, wow, you came second. That's also cool, right?" So
I wasted 30 minutes of that on that day motivating you, and now you're saying it went over my head.
no,
God, God, God.
yeah,
All this for free.
that's the thing with me, right? Instantly, when something has happened, I need some time to
Now you're
come.
telling me.
Yeah, because even I didn't know. But then later I realized that I need some time to come to terms with what has happened, and then only I can accept anything from anybody, whether it's gyan or help or whatever, right? So yeah, that's something which I have
No, that's
realized.
always there. That's always there.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So if I go ahead and I will keep on asking questions, then this will go for like 4 or 5 hours. So in the interest of time, I think we need to keep it thoda yahi tak. And then probably we will come back with some of our experiences in our next podcast episode. So for now, let's stick to this. And I just want
We
to
can.
know your thoughts before we wrap it up.
Thoughts on what?
I don't know. It's just something which people do. So I'm just asking you. That's all.
I have thoughts on a lot of subjects. It depends on what subject you want me to give my thoughts on. But yeah, I guess since we are going to have the second podcast, or second version of our mentoring podcast, we can summarize. But I think you can summarize what we discussed today. I have no other thoughts because I just closed my brain and I'm off to sleep.
The problem is even I don't remember what we discussed.
So guys, you can just go through the video again and post your comments as to any doubts you have, and we'll be happy to answer.
Post the conclusion, what you got out
Yes.
of this video. And then probably I will post another video of just the conclusion that, okay, this was the conclusion. Cool. So I'm not going to conclude it because it's not over yet. There are a lot of things which are going to be added up, especially in this mentoring topic in this podcast. So I'm not going to conclude it right here. Whenever we come next, we will begin from where we have left today. So I'm not going to conclude it first. And the most important reason is because I'm not in the mood of concluding it. So yeah, we will stick to that. All right. So thank you so much for accepting my invitation and coming today as a guest in my podcast, Candid Convos. I hope you liked it. How did you feel? Yeah, this is the question I want to ask. Finally, I know. How did you feel about coming to this podcast?
It's no different like the way I feel when I meet you, Kavita. So, and you know how I feel when I meet you. I feel happy and I feel good. So the same way, I just carry the same feeling when it's a podcast. So it's no different.
Nice. Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And I know I have taken like almost an hour from your Sundays, from your Sunday morning, which you could have spent with your daughter or with your wife. But yeah, what to do? We have to do certain things. So yeah, the heart wants what it wants, right? So that's how we are going to wind it up. Thank you so much. And guys, we are going to meet you again next week with a new topic and of course a new guest. And we are going to dissect and explore a lot of wonderful topics during our podcast, which relate to you and your loved ones. With this is Kavita Joshi and this is
Naveen Kornaya.
Signing off for the day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.